Hello, Legatus Legionis. My name is Thomas, and I am a man of prayer and a teacher of prayer. Yesterday, I went to a awesome movie, The Sound of Freedom, and I suggest that everyone goes and that we promote this movie big time. But as I was looking around on the net, I saw that the Rolling Stones had made an article condemning the movie. I couldn't believe it. I do not know why the Rolling Stones is like going against awareness of, you know, child trafficking. It is a mind blower. They completely trashed it. They trashed Tim Ballard, a true American hero who has really been saving kids from trafficking. The main actor, Jim Caviezel. They attacked the Passion of the Christ. They condemned Jim Caviezel's role in the Passion of the Christ. They attacked Jim Caviezel's faith. They also attacked the faith of Tim Ballard. And they tried to push the Antifa BLM narrative as much more of a severe crisis than the trafficking of children. I kid you not. Let me break down this article for you. You're going to be absolutely angry at Rolling Stones. The author of the article is named Miles Klee. I do not know anything about him. He says The Sound of Freedom lives up to that anticipation. It's a stomach-turning experience, fetishizing the torture of its child victims and lingering over lush preludes to their sexual abuse. At times I had the uncomfortable sense that I might be arrested myself just for sitting through it. That's why I think there's something wrong with the author who wrote this. Is there something, is that like a Freudian slip? Is that revealing that he has done something wrong? I really wonder about him, and I wonder about him attacking this film and attacking any attempts to try to bring child trafficking to light. A person who makes an article like this must be compromised in some distorted and sick way. That's all I'm going to say about this gentleman. The fact that Rolling Stones would actually publish this, we know that Rolling Stones is edgy and things like that. I don't think it has changed that, tough guys are really tough on people who hurt children. So if you're a pedo and you go into a prison and you are not safeguarded by the administration, you're going to get a beat down. Usually that's what you get. So I do not know why the Rolling Stones think that it is edgy to be supportive of child trafficking by condemning the one movie that can make a big difference in this area. Here I have a quote for you, how he attacked Jim Caviezel. He says, Jim Caviezel, best known for being tortured to death in Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ. So he's making fun not only of Jim Caviezel, but also the Passion of Jesus Christ. We're dealing with a really good guy here. He makes fun of the movie, calling into question the story that it has any sort of truth in it. Of the article is Sound of Freedom is a superhero movie for dads with brain worms. So he's accusing people who think that Ballard actually did not save children and has not saved children, but he has saved thousands of children throughout the world from extremely evil people. This industry of selling children is making more money now than selling illegal arms. So it has become a big thing in the underworld, and this movie has a powerful ability to bring awareness and maybe to bring some political force against these child sex traffickers. Of course, we're living in very distorted times. You know, people are calling evil good and good evil. And so the fighting against the harming of children is being called into question. This is actually completely bizarre. Apart from its relentless messaging, the movie is hobbled by a near total absence of procedural logic. The original rescue is only possible because Ballard is standing at the exact right spot. You know, wacky people try to make big things out of nothing. They try to cast doubt on good things by calling into question stupid things. Arguments never make sense. The argument is that if we make fun of something, there must be something wrong with it. Well, I'm going to make fun of you because one of the things that you stated in this is that when you went to watch the movie, you were afraid that you were going to be arrested. Well, I wonder why you would feel that you were going to be arrested if there was something wrong within your conscience that made you. We don't know how many of you are a part of these things. We don't know how many of our politicians are a part of these things. We know that the United States is the biggest consumer of child pornography, and the United States is the biggest consumer of overseas sex tourism with children. And so exactly to what extent these people who want to trash this film and Hollywood who wanted to keep it from coming into light, exactly how much they are involved in these things, and we really have to ask that question. Here we have more laughing at Jim Caviezel. Then you have Caviezel bleach blonde to match Ballard's buff, clean, cut Mormon profile. Performance-wise, he's stuck on a note of world historical grief, either crying or staring with bloodshot eyes, as he attempts to convey the scale and weight of the tragedy before him. Any person with a healthy mind is going to stare at the trafficking of children and be extremely disturbed by it. The only people who are not disturbed by this are people who are involved in it, as far as I'm concerned. Goes on and on, you know. It invents a finale where Ballard journeys deep into a jungle alone to pluck a girl from the clutches of guerrilla militants. He's making fun and saying these things didn't happen. He's saying that Ballard is a part of false conspiracy theories, that the Sound of Freedom. At the end of this guy's article, he says this: there's a visible suffering all around us in America. There are poor and unhoused and people brutalized or killed by police. There are mass shootings, lack of health care, climate disasters, and yet over and over, the far right turns to the sordid fantasies about godless monsters hurting children. So this guy is trying to actually deny that this child trafficking is actually going on, and that makes me think that there's something very disturbingly wrong with Rolling Stones and the people at Rolling Stones. And I think that Rolling Stones should be boycotted. If you have a subscription to Rolling Stones, do you think it is okay for them to support the trafficking of children? And you need to discontinue your subscription with Rolling Stones. That's all I've got to say. This is Legatus Legionis. Say a prayer for me. I am praying for you, and I'll talk to you later.